on Sky Sports 1.
This is Sky Sports.
Seven flights down, 4 to go. And the conditions here in Trapani are testing everyone on board the boats to their absolute limits. He's hooked it, Terence! Hooked it! Get the flight down first, Ian, or you'll have no mate. The Sicilians have truly embraced Acts 8 and 9, flocking in their droves to AC Park to experience firsthand the draw of the America's Cup. Young and old alike have tried their hand at the attractions on offer in the park, some a little more successfully than others. But it's no wonder the Italians are so passionate about the event, being sport for choice with no less than 3 syndicates vying to proclaim themselves America's Cup Challenger 2007. The ever-popular Latin rascals aboard Mascalzone Latino are making their second America's Cup appearance. Their challenge today comes in the shape of both of their Italian counterparts.
I was sure that the Sicilian people was so, I would say, hot, warm, but here they surprised me a lot. I think that it's amazing what we saw here in Sicily. We are really proud to be Italian when we see something like that. I think that we showed during these races that our maneuver are a little better than them, but in Malmo was exactly the opposite. So I think that now we need to be smart, just to have a clean, nice regattas and doing our best. That's all. Pretty easy.
The Italian team with real cup pedigree is Rossa. And despite being used to their reputation preceding them, helmsman James Spithill has found the level of support for the team surprising.
Seems like we're the only Italian team when we go out there. The crowd is absolutely amazing, you know, and all the support we get when we walk around town, and it just goes to show how much history there is with Rossa and Prada, you know, because the people have never seen the boats before, and the boat's never been sailing in Sicily before, so it's really exciting.
The Cup debutant Plus 39 can claim bragging rights as the Sicilian team. They're having a tough time so far in Trapani, but Gabriele Bruni believes the home team can start to turn things around today.
We are pretty even with Mascalzone. It will be a tough race, an interesting race, and I think we will be close for all the race. I don't even can say who will be the best. We just will see in the water.
The weather may be less than ideal, but the matchups on the water today could throw up a few surprises. After all, stranger things have happened. Rossa are the only Italians in the top 6, lying level with Emirates Team New Zealand and BMW Oracle, with Alinghi out in front, still unbeaten. In the bottom half of the table, both of the remaining Italian teams have only scored a solitary victory, but one of them has to win their duel today. Here in the Mediterranean, The beautiful island of Favignana is just a ferry ride away from Trapani harbour, where all the America's Cup boats are based. The Romeo course is where the action starts today. Let's go down and join the racing. Straight into the pre-start, and it's two Italian teams, Mascalzone Latino on the left against Luna Rossa on the right. 1 minute 10 into the start. Albi on the bow of the Latin Rascals. They are making sure the time on distance is perfect to the line, and it looks like Mascalzone Latino are leading in. They're a little early perhaps, and Luna Rossa are on the push, forcing them up towards the line. 45 seconds to go, and Mascalzone will have to bear away a little bit to make sure they aren't early. A little luff and they're spilling the wind out of their sails. Luna Rossa are to windward, keeping close eyes, and I think Luna Rossa are looking like they want to win the right-hand side. But right now, James Spithill puts his bow down hard to try and get the hook and the overlap to leeward. Mascalzone Latino are just to windward. They have to keep clear, but only if an overlap occurs. Just a small one there on Mascalzone Latino, but they look okay. 8-7-6 to the start. It is very tight indeed. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy! Mascalzone Latino look a little bit early. What do they say on board the race committee? Look, there's a blue flag, and Mascalzone Latino are going to have to come back and restart. The umpires haven't penalised them. There was no contact. Luna Rossa were clearly behind them, and that, I think, well, they were certainly under pressure, but it may have been a slight unforced error as they come back to recross the line. Well, they haven't recrossed it yet, and they've got to do another dip down to make sure they're clear. It looks like a flag from Mascalzone Latino, but I don't think that's going to help them, because Luna Rossa are stretching themselves into what I'm sure will be an unassailable lead. The jib's still trying to come in, and the grinder's working very hard, but the afterguard haven't helped them on that one for sure. Flight 8, match 5, and it's Victory Challenge against K Challenge, and they're definitely in the middle of the group. On board K Challenge right now, we are looking over at the men all in black on Victory from Sweden. Magnus Holmberg is the helmsman there, and Thierry Pepenet, you can see him spinning the wheel right now. And Victory Challenge tacking, are they going to tack right in front of K Challenge? I'm not sure they're allowed to do that. K Challenge put their bow down towards Victory. I think K Challenge in the ascendancy right here, because Victory definitely can't tack in that position. Magnus Holmberg is having a luff. 1:45 to go as they're calling it on the boat. Slowing down as much as they can, and really trouble here for Victory, because if K Challenge continue like this, Victory have got nowhere to go. The start is on the left-hand side. Well, that's what Victory have got to do. They've got to bear away hard and try and go for a jibe. And that's a bailout maneuver. Look at the jibe now, and it's 16 to 18 knots as the main crashes across onto the leeward runners. K Challenge now tacking towards the starboard end. Richard Sydenham there on the grinders. K Challenge tacking towards the windward end. 50 seconds to go, and they're still early. So Victory Challenge got out of a difficult situation very effectively by doing a little jibe and a circle around, and that's left the problem to K Challenge, because they weren't able to do the jibe, and now they're slightly early, and they've got to fit in that gap between Victory Challenge and the committee boat. On board Victory, and there come K Challenge. Now they've got it all going on, they've got to wind it up. But I think K Challenge will be in a good spot here, because they are to windward of Victory with 15 seconds to go to the start. This is the crucial moment where they're trying to accelerate still a little bit early, and they have been all the way through this start. 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, gun. And a super start from K Challenge. Half a boat length ahead and absolutely smoking. This is where the gym work really counts. The grinders on board both boats, absolutely giving it heaps. And if I remember rightly, there are 2 brothers on board these boats, but they're on opposite teams.
Our father had a boat since basically as young as I can remember, and he had a 26-foot Thunderbird class yacht which we used to sail cruising wise with him. But our first boat which we owned together was a Manly Junior. It was a lot of fun and we learned a lot. Had a few disagreements along the way, but I suppose that was the start of our sailing together. The whole family revolves around me, and my name is Billy. My father is called Elderly because he's older than me, and he's called Youngster because he's younger than me. So I'm the centre of the universe in the Millington family.
Are you the favourite?
Not as far as I know. In the racing here, we've got a 1 beer bet for every single race we race.
Yeah, I think we're quite even at the moment. It usually ends up being resolved at the end of the day where it's like, oh, okay, you guys had us today, yep, I'll buy you a beer, or the other way around.
And we rejoin the action between Luna Rossa and Mascalzone Latino as Luna Rossa go around the top mark and prepare for their spinnaker set. Breeze is up now to at least 16 to 18 knots, but the advantage for Luna Rossa is the water is very flat, and that means they're going to go super fast downwind. Mascalzone Latino tack towards the top mark, and the delta clock running out, and that is all a consequence of their mistake at the start. 42 seconds is the delta. As their spinnaker goes up, that looks like a pretty good set so far. The pole is up, and the boat bears away as they try and set the spinnaker. Important for the man on the left-hand side to get the guy around, and that ensures the chute gets a free run and takes as much wind as possible. Then the jib's got to come down as they start the chase on Luna Rossa. Gusty conditions for sure, as Luna Rossa seem to have a problem. Well, what is that? It's either, well, it's torn completely. A shred of the spinnaker still hanging on to the pole on the left-hand side, but the rest of it, well, it's not doing any good at all. The crew on the bow, Tom Burnham, he's in the pit. He lets the spinnaker back down again, and really what he's got to do is get a new one up, attach it to a halyard, and they've got to get that spinnaker to the top of the mast as quick as they can before Mascalzone Latino can catch up with them. So here they go with it, and that's a bareheaded hoist, so they have to be pretty careful. But that is very quick work on the bow of Luna Rossa.
After a breathtaking Ashes win,
He's some player, Flintoff.
Magnificent, absolutely brilliant.
3 of England's heroes prepare to face Australia again as they join the best players in the world for a 6-day test and 3 one-day internationals in the ICC Super Series. Australia versus a World 11. The first one-day international starts tomorrow, 5 a.m, with highlights at 5 p.m. on Sky Sports 1.
Classified directory, the phone book from BT has everything you need.
We won't be a second.
Should we?
Nah, more than give you a car insurance quote in a couple of minutes. It's dead easy.
Lucky?
Nice car, Tom.
Yeah. Hey, look, I've got my quote.
That's lucky.
And it says I can save an extra 10% if I buy online.
That's
It's more than lucky.
You can save an extra 10% when you buy car insurance online at morethan.com.
Compose yourself! Compose yourself! Off you go! Good lad! Get away!
Over on the Juliet course, BMW Oracle Racing comfortably ahead of plus 39 Challenge as they come down to a spinnaker drop at the bottom mark. The string goes in and, oh dear, not only does the spinnaker go down, but that looks like the pole down as well. Snapped in half, it doesn't look good news at all. They've got to either repair it or have a lead big enough so that they don't need it on the next downwind leg. And here's another spinnaker problem. It's on board the Germans as they sail against Desafio Español, and the whole bow team on the front of the boat trying to save the day. The Spanish taking advantage of that problem, going to a victory. Spinnakers are the large sail hoisted up front for downwind sailing. Made out of polyester or nylon and roughly 500 square meters in area, spinnakers dramatically increase the boat speed when running downhill. To the untrained eye, these sails might all look the same, but they vary in shape and weight according to the wind strength. The trick is to choose the correct type of sails on board. If the wrong one is chosen, well, it can all end in disaster. Back to the Victory Challenge and K Challenge match, and Victory have really kept it tight all the way round. In fact, they've made a big gain on this downwind leg, and this a perfect example of why there are two downwind marks at the bottom. There they go around. Victory just about saving their spinnaker as they do a Kiwi drop going round the left-hand mark, and K Challenge going round the right. The delta at the start to K Challenge was 2 seconds. They extended that to 12, but Victory right back in it, and a 1 second delta at the bottom. One of the reasons for this, the breeze incredibly shifty and gusting between 16 and 18 and through 20 degrees. K Challenge get the right-hand side, but Victory are looking for a little shift in the left. The umpire's right behind, making sure action on board and between the boats is all fair on the water. But something that isn't fair, well, that's a boat breakage on K Challenge. It doesn't look good at all. Their jib coming down and the bowman has to go straight up. Look at him, he looks like he's basically running up the rig as the grinders pull him up, and he's got to go up to the top where the jib enters the mast, retrieve the halyard, pull it back down and put another jib up. They've got to do it as quickly as they can because Victory Challenge all quiet on board and they're off. Luna Rossa's excellent change of spinnaker, that's called a peel, keeping them ahead of Mascalzone Latino, and on board Capitalia team, another ripping spinnaker doesn't help their cause at all, and that really makes it hard to keep the pressure on Luna Rossa as they come down towards the finishing line. The bow team pulling it back in, and there we get another shot of it, ripped straight down the middle, and Luna Rossa deciding discretion the better part of valor. They take their spinnaker down early for a famous win. And that means a three-way split for second. Alinghi still top the leaderboard, and Victory Challenge keep the pressure on the French of Kay. If sailing hasn't quite tantalised your taste buds yet, here's something that ought to do the trick. When you walk around the streets of Trapani, you quickly notice that everyone, and we mean everyone, is eating ice cream. It's the perfect treat after a hard day on the water.
Gelato di Trapani, the best in the world.
Well, not a day for ice cream this afternoon, and it is raining cats and dogs. The visibility down to about 30 metres, and the spectators hunkering down inside, waiting for the action. But fortunately, they don't have to wait too long, and the real headline match this afternoon is Emirates Team New Zealand against Alinghi. Team New Zealand looking to knock Alinghi off their perch, and that's Dean Phipps and team owner Ernesto Bertarelli on the grinders, as Alinghi start to windward, and the wind shifting all over the place as the clouds scud across the sky here in Trapani. To leeward, it's Emirates Team New Zealand just going past one of the spectator boats. They need to fit in between Alinghi and the committee boat. And everyone on board Emirates looking for the next move of Alinghi. Terry Hutchinson on the leeward wheel, and he's the tactician on board Emirates Team New Zealand. The weather forecast is for the breeze to go to the right, so one of the critical elements in the pre-start is to choose the correct side of the racecourse, which you can get to as easily as possible. And Emirates Team New Zealand are looking to the left-hand side, Alinghi looking to the right. A big bear away from Alinghi as they put Team New Zealand under pressure.
Similar speeds, Terry. Won't get you to there.
Richard Meacham on the stern of Emirates Team New Zealand calling the overlap. But at the moment it looks like Alinghi are going to win the right-hand side, and that could prove critical.
Well, we wanted to start to the right of them. The breeze was going right quite quickly, and Brad Butterworth, our tactician, said, you know, try to get the right, otherwise we wanted to be really close against them. So really I was just kind of trying to stay in position to do that, and in the end we had to push them a little bit down the line, but we turned up with some space between us and ran right on the ley line for the committee boat, so we were able to get that side. But I think unfortunately for them, they were a little bit late pulling the trigger on their boat and just got to the line slightly behind the perfect time, so it made it look a little better for us.
As Ed Baird said, they pulled the trigger early, and Emirates Team New Zealand half a boat length behind. They hit a couple of bad waves, and that won't help their cause at all. The Kiwis deciding to tack straight away, because it does look like the right-hand side is the place to be. And Alinghi certainly not going to give them any kind of chance of getting to the right, forcing them to tack back onto starboard. And that is a big loss right out of the start for Emirates Team New Zealand. Alinghi streaking away to the right-hand side.
Alinghi. Number one, the average age of the Alinghi sailing team is 37, the oldest being 51 and the youngest being 27. Number two, the Alinghi sailing team has 317 years of America's Cup experience. Number three, the Alinghi sailing team will eat up to 6 tonnes of food this year.
Well, at the bottom mark between Alinghi and Emirates Team New Zealand, Alinghi hold a decent lead of around 8 boat lengths. Terry Hutchinson, the tactician, he's called for the drop. As Alinghi go round the mark, that's a nice sight for them. Accelerating back towards that favoured right-hand side. The Kiwis calling for a drop, and it's a leeward drop, standard form. The string drop getting sucked into the forehatch as they jibe around the bottom mark. The pole coming back heading up around the bottom. Doesn't look like that Spinnaker's got in quite properly. Oh no, there's a bit over the side. That doesn't look good at all. The boat is slowing down as well. Ray Davis on the back pumps. There's not much he can do about it at the back. Oh, look at that. The foredeck team really struggling. Even Andy Hemmings is lending a hand to try and pull the Spinnaker back in. But I don't think that's going to help them, and the call comes to cut it free. Get rid of it, get rid of it. The knives come out, but I tell you that's not going to help them. Alinghi is still ahead, and they go on to finish the last round and beat Team New Zealand quite comfortably to continue their 31 race unbeaten record.
The number of wins that we've had is fantastic. It's not something that we think about or talk about. We just try to go out each day and do our best, and it just happens that it's working out like that. But honestly, we just talk about the team we're racing, the conditions that we have, and we know that you just try to win each race.
Without question, they're beatable. Without question. And it hasn't happened yet this year, and maybe it won't happen, but there's no doubt in my mind that they're beatable. And we wouldn't be putting in the effort, the resources, the amount of energy that we're putting into it if we didn't think they were beatable.
To wrap up Flight 9, China team and United Internet battled it out. The Chinese had the early advantage, but the Germans stole the win on the home run. It was a messy start, but Victory Challenge played the windships well and were never challenged by the South Africans. An easy win bringing the Swedes to 5th. K Challenge was so late entering the start box that Luna Rossa were able to hand the French an easy penalty. Penalty or not, the French were in trouble. Reported structural problems left the Italians to sail around the course in isolation, while the French headed in for much-needed repairs. Desafio Español smashed through the waves, but couldn't match the pure speed of BMW Oracle, the Americans over a minute clear by the finish. Plus 39 notched up a much-needed second win in Trapani, aided by Mascalzone's Spinnaker blowout on the home leg. The Sicilians made it home with all gear intact. But that won't affect the top of the table. Alinghi still show the way. Emirates Team New Zealand are now a point adrift of the second-place teams. In the bottom half, Desafio Español move up to 7th, and Plus 39's victory over Mascalzone moved them into 8th. Today brings up Alinghi's 31st consecutive match racing victory. Can anybody halt their charge?
We don't think we're unbeatable. Do we think we're very strong right now? Yes, we are. We think we have a little bit of an edge in boat speed over the opponents. So right now the edge is ours.